State your name and record.
Alan Devonshire, manager of Maidenhead for a few years. Then it was Hampton, Braintree, and then again Maidenhead.
And obviously Southall, West Ham,
Yeah,
Watford.
West Ham, Watford a year, and
In England.
yeah, I'm lucky enough to have caps and that.
Yes,
so
and I, well, as I say, this is going to be more about your managerial career and you as a manager and your mindset. And I did some research for this, which will surprise you. And and I have to bring this up. Your England debut was against Northern Ireland.
Yes, it was. It was after the cup final. We played in the cup final, beat the Arsenal in 1980, and then I got named in the squad. And to be fair, I was probably blown out by then. I was kind of over the hill to the point of fitness wise. And it was a scrappy game and all that. I didn't play that well, to be fair.
Where was it, Dave? Was it Wembley?
It was at Wembley, yeah.
Yeah.
I've been lucky enough that I had 8 England caps, I think about 5 or 6 of them all at Wembley. So it was nice. But no, it was a fantastic thing to have in England. It's something you dream about as a kid. So no one can take that away from me.
No, and Northern Ireland won one each, didn't we?
Yeah, it was.
We won 1-1.
Yeah. So
no, it was 1-1.
1-1. Yeah. So I've still got the cap downstairs. So that's one I'll get.
And I say we might pop into your playing career and maybe how players or managers have focused what you do. But the first couple of things I wrote down here when I was doing my homework was desire. The desire to be around for the length of time you're around. And I sort of spent 30 years in it, as you know, and my desire waned and lessened as time went on. And I've been around you in the last couple of years because I've seen you at Barnet, and yours hasn't.
No, I just love football. It's just the best game in the world. I loved it as a kid. And even though I'm getting a lot older now, I'm still a kid, when it comes to football. And I want people to do their best and push themselves to the limit. That's what I felt I'd done. And you achieve then what you want to achieve. And my kind of buzz at doing non-league football, because that's where I learned everything myself, is to give these boys a chance to try and push on and get into the league. And when we, boys are signing in, for the league, 2 of them are signed in the league again this year. That's my kind of thank you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the boys phone me up and thank me, and it's nice. And
you've had a few over the years. I mean, I know that for a fact.
Loads.
But it's some people wouldn't see it that way. Of course you want the players to move on, but the sort of the clubs that you've managed are, I don't want to be disrespectful to them, provincial really. You've done really well with small
budgets,
and to have the big fish steal your fish.
Yeah.
But you don't see it that way. You see it as them being progress.
Yeah, I'd look at it. I think the last 9 years at Maidenhead, we've had our top scorer go, apart from 1 year. Every year has gone. So, and again now we lost. I think we lost 2 top goal scorers this year and the third top 3 this year. So. Listen, it's the way it is. I don't look at it that if I've helped them boys push on and whatever, then that is my buzz.
Yeah, and the energy of the 3 words I wrote down and I was thinking about you was your desire, your energy, and your loyalty. And your loyalty speaks for itself because you've had 3 clubs in 30 years, really, which is unheard of. But the energy that comes within you, always had that.
Yeah, I think so. I think, as I said, I just love football as a kid, and that I was kicking an orange around and all that. We couldn't afford a ball and things like that. So yeah, it's just my older brothers really helped me. He took me over the park using left foot, right foot, and it's just always been in me. I'll be playing over the park till you get kicked out at 10 o'clock at night. That was me growing up. So, and I've been lucky enough to play at the highest level, and also. I love managing non-league anyway. I'd not really had an ambition to get into the league or nothing like that.
Yeah.
Because I love it at this level, because that's how I learnt my trade, and I learnt more at non-league level than any coach ever taught me.
Yeah,
playing that year and a half I did when I come out of Crystal Palace, and
at Southall, wasn't it?
Yeah, I went to Southall, and it's funny because when I had my first game against QPR in the League Cup, and I'd only signed for West Ham 3 weeks earlier on £100 a week. I was earning more than that at my job and at Southall. But I signed a year, and I was lucky within 3 weeks to get in the first team. But people ask me, and they say, well, what do you think of how do you handle the physical side of it? Because there was nothing of me anyway.
Yeah.
And I said it was a piece of piss compared to non-league football.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I do, yeah.
But they don't, that was a question they asked me, and I kind of went, no, it's not like that. Non-league football is a lot harder than people realise.
I think it's a good ground, and even till today, and even for today's players.
It has changed a lot, though.
Yeah, and I think we'll go on to that. Yeah. And when I was sort of, before you went into non-league, I found it funny. I smiled when I seen it, because you're sort of trendsetter. You managed Brentford ladies, is that correct?
Yeah. I mean,
like back in the day when no one heard of ladies football.
Yeah, when Lisa was my niece, my sister's girl. She was playing, and I think the manager left, and they asked me just to do it, and I went and done it. But blimey, it's hard work.
Yeah, it's hard work. Where did it come from then? You know, I've got down here. You know, when did you know it was for you, management? Because you're a quieter man, Dave, aren't you? Not, you know, I've seen you have fire. I've seen you get sent out of dugouts. Have rows. There's fire there, but you know, people look at me that say, "Well, I can see how he's a manager. He never shuts up." But you're a quieter guy, you know.
I like to watch the game. I like to see. You know, I think I'm quite astute at picking like people's movement and that, and seeing a player and that, and I do get that, and I try and help boys to tell them that you've got to drop your shoulder, drop in, you know, simple things that you've told players. But at the end of the day, I think I've got a good eye for that.
Yeah.
And when I see mistakes happening on the pitch, I'm straight in the dressing room afterwards. I don't need to watch it. I've seen it for myself, and it stays there, you know. So I like to think I know the game, and I just, as I said, want to help these boys, you know.
And it's changed massively, hasn't it? You know, even in our time in non-league, when you say you know the game, talk me about the changes you felt within it, like personality wise, player wise, technically. You know, just the whole beef from.
I said
back in the day
to people 30 years ago that agents will ruin football, and I believe they have.
Yeah,
I really believe they have. I've had boys, agents wanting them to go sideways for moves and that, because it's a bit more money for them and whatever. They're not really thinking about the boy.
Yeah.
You know, I've actually told the agent where to go, and I've actually sorted them deals out for the league. They get their money then, they still get their money. But if it weren't for me stepping in and getting them into the league, there's some of these boys wouldn't, you know, they would go with their agent.
Yeah.
And I think the problem is now that boys don't think for themselves.
Yeah. I think
that's a massive problem.
Yeah. And you've seen it. I mean, I was thinking back to when I first, and I'm very similar. I think they're never leaving the game now. They take more out than they put in. You can't use them as scouts at times. But I remember the first one I met, when he came in the room with a player, I think it was at Wimbledon. And I said, with greatest respect, you're welcome in here. But I'm speaking to him. So if you want to talk to him, feel free, but don't talk to me.
No.
But you can't have that really. So how do you deal with the relationship? Because you have to have relationships with agents, do you?
Well, I don't.
Do you not?
My son does it all.
Ah, no. I've forgotten your son's name.
Lee,
yeah. Because he's an encyclopedia as well.
He's been terrific. He's been my right arm.
Yeah.
You know, he knows his football inside out, and he knows players inside out. He does all my scouting.
Well, he was Y Scout before Y Scout
came about.
He knows. Anytime I spoke to him, he was just.
He can tell anyone being anywhere in non-league. He's just, and even in the leagues, I don't know. He just loves football, and he loves being involved.
Yeah.
With myself, and
so you'll pass that on to him with the agent to do.
Yes, I would let them talk, because agents find it hard to talk to me, because at the end of the day, I'll say every time I'm speaking to you agents, I'm signing Lionel Messi.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I want this, I want that. So I let him pass over, and then I deal with them when I need to deal with them.
Yeah, and I think and
and it works.
Oh yeah, of course it works. I mean, I think there's no, you can't dispute it works with your record. The one thing I'm going to touch on in a bit as a manager, which I'm not sure you'd be happy, but I want to talk to you about is the relegation. You know, getting relegated after
30 years. Yeah.
After 30 years, I know, and it's not. It's just for someone of your experience and never having it. When did you see it coming? How did you deal with it? How are you dealing with it? You know, as a person and a manager. Before we talk about how you rebuild and stuff like that.
Yeah, it hurts. It still hurts now.
I can tell by looking at you.
Yeah,
I can tell. Yeah,
it hurts. It's something that I prided myself on, and you know, we had 52 points and fouled, and you can always look back, say it's this game and that game, but listen, we had a lot of injuries to key players early on in the season.
Well, I think as well that the statement that you've had your 9 top goal scorers taken in the last 8 or 9 years.
Well, yeah,
is you can't keep pulling rabbits out of a hat. And
no, I suppose the luck has run out, as they say. Yeah. I think you need a bit of luck in football, whatever you do.
Well, I think with the clubs that you've managed, and again, I don't want to disrespect them, and I really don't mean that to have kept Maidenhead in the top level and non-league for the length of time you have, year on year.
On the budget we've had, I'm very proud of that.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm very proud of that.
Difficult, always. I'm not blowing smoke. We've known each other enough time for, it's not the situation, but it's never a game you look forward to, Me, certainly as a manager, I had a terrible record, but even at Barnet, I remember going with Bass when we went, we ground out a 0-0, real dogged, worst game, but then I talked to Dean at Barnet now, when you're coming to town or he's going there, you're don't have to earn your corn type thing. And is that inbred into your side? Is that something?
It's something embedded in me, I think.
Yeah.
I've always, every game I played, I would play it as my last game and give everything. People find it hard because I'm an attacking player and that, but I've done a lot of running defensively as well for the team, and I just feel when you haven't got the ball, you've got to work to get it back. Simple as that. And it's everyone, not just the striker standing up on his own just tapping goals in. Everyone has to work to get it back. So yeah, it's just I think it's inbred in me.
Yeah, but isn't that?
But I think I give the confidence to the players as well.
Yes,
I think they listen to me and they will take on board what I'm saying and
just trust
what they need to do. And I think I do that with them because I'm honest with them. I will say how it is. So I'll say how well they've played, but as soon as if they've had a poor one, I'll tell them as well because I've got the right to do that.
Absolutely, yeah.
And that's really how it's working. And because it's, how can you say, again, I don't want to think, but the lesser players I've had to deal with. So at the end of the day, it's like a straight kind of starting from the bottom and working up and pushing these players on.
Yeah, no, and I think that's part of that's a huge part of your success is that you don't have the best squad in the league because you don't have the best budget or the facility. But every time you walk in the door to Maidenhead or Hampton, when I played against you at Hampton, you're in for a tough, and that's the ethos of your makeup all the way through your career is your sides might have changed style-wise, and we'll talk about systems, but your team's ethos has never changed. It's always been you're going to have to work your backside off here today, you know. And is that so? That's built in.
That's to me that's football. If you're going to play, then you've got to give everything. If you're playing and not giving it all, why are you playing?
That's.
You shouldn't have to have people carrying certain people.
Class.
I'm sorry.
No, it's class. It's class. I'll tell you why it's class is, people go, that's old school, but it's so easy. People go, the game gets overcomplicated, I think, at times, especially nowadays. That's not overcomplicated, is it?
No.
Go, work hard, run back, run forward, have confidence.
Yeah.
And you breed that, you put it into your players.
Yeah.
And that's an art. But it's a bigger art. When you're at the top of the league, that's easy. Because players want to run because they're top of the league and they want to play because they're top of the league. But when you're mid-table or bottom half at a smaller club, then there's an art in what you do, Alan, do you know what I mean? There's an art in what you put into players. How do you establish that relationship with individuals?
I think it's just over time. It's, at the end of the day, I was like John Lyall, who to me should have managed England. Had a great rapport with him, and he understood me. So he knew when to give me a bollocking and when not to give me a bollocking, and we'd always have a chat 15 minutes on every Monday after a game on a Saturday. That was from when I first went
One on one.
one.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
one on one, yeah. And I try and do that with players. It might not be sitting down talking, but I'll pull them away training wise and say, look, you need to do this, you need to do that, you shouldn't be doing that.
Yeah.
So I try and help them that way. So it's just something that I learnt off John Lyall, really, and I try and pass that on to the players.
Yeah, that's class stuff. And how has the game changed technically? Is it too technical now? Has it changed for you in your head?
I think you can't, how can you say, it's not black and white anymore. You can't just say things to people. Maybe the odd swear word comes in now and again because it's a passionate game and that. So, and you have to be very careful now, and it's not healthy. I look at the world out there at the moment, and it's a very evil world.
Yeah,
very evil world. And I was lucky enough. I'm nearly 70 now, and I was brought up that when I was a kid, and from the age of 5 up to whenever, I had no worries in the world, to the point of worrying about going out, playing football out till 10 o'clock at night, coming home, and all that. Doors were open, everyone, neighbours. Now it's just a total different world, and it is an evil world. And I worry for my grandkids. I really worry for my grandkids
growing up in it. And when it feeds into players, so that they grow up in a different. I mean, the way I described it was when I first started managing, every 25-year-old had a wife or of kids and held down a job, so they held responsibility.
Yeah.
When I finished managing, every 25-year-old was living at home, going to college, and their mum packed their kit, for want of a better description. So I found they couldn't hold responsibility on the pitch the way they could. Do you find that? Do you find players, and with agents, I think they complicate, and I don't want to put words in your mouth here, Dave, but they complicate the situation. But what I'm saying to you is, when you get them on the pitch and you put them in your system, how has that changed over the years?
You have to, I think they've been brought up in the academies now, and it's more like robotic stuff. It's like they're told to do. It's like passing drills and all that, We never done passing drills at the end of the day. It's what you see, what you play as a player, your brain going in your head. And I just look at it, and it's not enjoyable, to the point of watching football now.
Yeah.
It's not enjoyable. It's like passing back, centre halves having more touches than any other players on the pitch. I'm sorry, they're 80 yards away from goal. What's going on here?
Yeah.
I'm not saying bang it. I'm not saying anything, but I was brought up at West Ham to pass the ball forward.
Yeah.
Right. And we were very direct, to the point of, like, we'd pass it down the side of centre halves into the striker's feet, play from there.
Yeah.
Why, me as a winger, why am I giving the ball back to the left back and the centre back to boot it up the pitch?
Yeah.
Or to come out the other side and then come out. It's just
to be brave with the ball.
It's just, I want people to entertain. There's nothing better than someone dribbling and going past people and all that, and getting crosses in. And people. I look now and people say, "Oh, it's a good game," and I go, "Well, how many shots have been on target?" And there's been not one, and it's a good game. No, it ain't. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. It's just, and that's some your teams are like that. They're not. They don't. You turn people around at the right times, and you get the ball wide, and you deliver it in the box. I've always felt your teams, both boxes, you had to work hard. So if I'm defending, my team's defending, I'm always saying you have to work hard, because he will put the ball, and they will put the ball in the box, and they'll compete. And the same other end, you have to put your head where it hurts type thing. And that's still, so you've kept that. That hasn't changed.
Yeah, it hasn't changed at all. It's funny because Ryan and Aaron and the assistants and Ryan always go the Alan Devonshire way. And I kind of get, what do you mean Alan Devonshire way? Do you know what I mean? Because I thought I was a cultured footballer, but it's just the playing the ball forward and taking responsibility on the ball. Stop passing the buck. That's the way, the way it should be. And if you want to push on as a player, you've got to take responsibility.
Absolutely. And the fact that over that period of time, the 30 years, the improvement in facility, like the pitches and
they've got everything now.
It's unbelievable, Dave, isn't it?
They've got, like, we're at Bisham Abbey now. The pitches at Lover, we're training at Bisham Abbey. They have food on Monday and Tuesday mornings now after training. They get all their kits, they get everything. All they look after is their boots. And to me, they get too much. They want, analysis people in. They want strength and coaches in and all that.
You got to throw in
that's the way it's all gone, and it used to just be me and someone else, that's about it.
Yeah, a set piece coach. I never got that.
That's what I mean.
Why can't I do that?
Yeah, we got like at the moment, Harry Pritchard's come in and he does
great lad, Harry. Very nice,
and he's doing the strengthening and all, so he's doing all the warm ups for us and all that. So, and I'm thinking, God, what's God? It takes about half hour to warm up now. It took us 10 minutes back in the day.
That's true.
You know what I mean? And it's like they can't do this on a Monday because they play on a Saturday, and I think. Well, hold on. I used to rest on Sunday, and then we was back full training on Monday.
Yeah.
But now they can't.
And he's sorry to interrupt you, but he's a perfect example of you picking. You talk about you have an eye for players and an eye for a situation. Harry Pritchard's a perfect example of that, because I was at Barnet, spent a lot of time around with Barnet, and he'd suffered with an injury.
Yeah.
But as a player and a character and as someone you want, you've nicked one there, I'll be honest.
Well, I saw him at 19. He was at when I first I went back to Maidenhead. I left Braintree.
Yeah.
And he was there. And I kept 5. I knew I was leaving probably end of February that year. I'd already signed all the Braintree players up for the following year. They was already signed up, so I couldn't take really anyone with me.
Yeah.
But I decided to leave. And then Harry was one that I kept. I think there was him, there was Sam Barrett. There was 5 I kept. That's all from that team. And they had a strength and coach or whatever. And they were the unfittest team I've ever seen.
I know. Your eyes, it's the vests and all that. And don't get me wrong, we're dinosaurs, I suppose. But I would always go, the vests that tell how far. I can tell how far he's run. I can tell if he's run fast enough, hard enough, and it's but when you're talking about Braintree and that, let's move on a little bit till you get the Maidenhead job first time round.
Yeah.
And you're there for what, 8 years, 7 years, 8 years?
Yeah. To be fair, I've been really, really lucky that Roger and Jean with the light chair.
Remember Roger
and Jean
what brought that about, Dave? Can you remember how because I think you went in with
Vic. I went in with Vic, didn't I?
Yeah.
I went in with Vic, and Vic phoned me up and said, "What you doing?" I said, "I'm doing nothing now, really. I'm looking to get back in." To be fair, he said, "Why didn't you come down with joint manage?" At Maidenhead, and that's what we done, and got in there. And after about 3 months, he had to leave. He had personal problems, like with his family and that. So he decided to leave. Decided to leave, and then I'd done it on my own kind of thing. So we had good times there. We got promoted and all that.
Yeah, did great. Took him
up. Took them up, and
again, was Lee involved? Your son involved?
Yeah, Lee was
straight
away.
Involved,
he's been involved straight away.
Because I always think about recruiting somewhere like Maidenhead. At that time, I think, as at Wimbledon, maybe or Hen, but say it's Wimbledon, I had a video of the crowd. So I'd go, "Do you want to play in front of this?"
Yeah.
Which used to sell it, How did you sell it?
Well, what it was, I was doing a Sunday team, down at Osterley.
Yeah.
And to be fair, we'd done okay. It was a Sunday, and we ended up winning a cup and something like that. And to be fair, I took about 8 of the players from there.
Did you? Took a
on
chance?
Sunday morning players to Maidenhead. They were better than what Maidenhead players were.
That's brilliant. And then you have to regenerate that year on year.
Yeah, we generated it and got some really good players and that. So, and we pushed on. We went up the league and that. So, and then what happened? I've been really lucky that Roger and Jean were leaving,
Yeah.
the new person was coming in, I kind of said, look, I need to get someone on loan. We've got a few injuries. Can you pay a certain amount of money rather than me ask Roger and Jean?
Yeah.
He said, yes, he would. He never did. So I decided to leave because I don't want to work with people that when someone gives their word, to me, it's binding. So that's why I left. And I was lucky that I left every time on my terms because I've either, not say fell out with the chairman, but he told me something and never come up with it. So that's when I decided to leave.
Well, I've got it down here, Chairman, because it is, if you've spent 30 years and you've been at, well, Maidenhead twice under two regimes, and Hampton and Braintree, I know Lee at St Albans, to work for that length of time, managing up really, you have to have a good relationship with your chairman.
Yeah.
How do you evolve that? Is it simply that, just truth? How do you evolve?
Yeah, it's just honesty and that. You know,
good times, bad times, they can be moody.
Yeah. Listen, at the end of the day, as I always said, as long as the budget, I don't care how small it is, if that's the budget, make sure it's there, please. That's all I say. I don't want at the end of the day cutting the budgets in half. And to be fair, that's what happened at Hampton. That's why I left at Hampton.
Same thing,
I left at Hampton because at the end of the day, I was talking to the chairman.
Because you got promotion there as well, Dave, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. So again, it was, let's say, a disagreement between me and the chairman, but at the end of the day, he wanted to cut the budget and get out. He wanted to move back to Gateshead.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I decided to leave then.
I just walked.
Just walked then.
And as I said, I did my research. You weren't out of work long, were you? Anytime you've walked, you've been in another job within days, weeks.
Yeah. I've been lucky.
So you go to Hampton. You leave me and then you go to Hampton. You take a few of the lads with you.
Yeah, I took a few of the lads with me, and we had really good times there as well.
Was it Raymond? I don't remember what division.
It was a Ryman Prem, yeah. And we got up to the south and all that. So
best players in your team then? I don't know a couple.
It's hard to really say.
Was he Elliot Godfrey? Were you then?
Yeah, he was a good footballer and all that. But I had some really good players.
You always had good strikers as well. You always had strikers that scored goals.
Yeah, well, the best two I probably had is when we was at Maidenhead with Marksy and Tots. So,
yeah. Yaku wasn't bad either.
Yaks was good.
Yeah, I remember Yaku. Really good.
Yaks should have gone pro, I think.
Yeah.
I think Yaks should have gone pro because I think he was down as the most assists and the most goals. He was.
How do you progress people like that? And them three in particular were very well thought upon in non-league. That's without a doubt.
Yeah, you just try and help them and just give them the confidence. I just feel that I give confidence to players.
Yeah.
Tell them how good they are and play to your strengths. It's up to me to get their strengths into the team, not the other way round. And they have to work on their weaknesses, of course. But at the end of the day, it's up to me to get them within the team, within the balance of the team.
Yeah. John Lyle again?
Yeah, I'd like to think so. I like to think so.
I've
learned from I believe the best. So.
Yeah. And I suppose that the question has to come with the record you have and the amount of time in your playing career. Why not higher? Had you the chance to go higher? Did you?
I haven't got my badges, so I couldn't go in the league anyway. But no one's ever asked me anyway. So
yeah,
so I can use that as an excuse.
But did you take your badge? We've touched on this briefly, and I want to talk to you about it. Tell me about your situation why you haven't got badges.
I just don't believe in it. I don't believe in if you've played the game for a very, very long time.
At the highest level.
Why do you need a badge to tell you that you can know the game? I just don't get. I'm sure Alex Ferguson didn't take his badges.
Yeah, I'm sure you're right.
And there's a few others as well. So I think it's picked and selected, but I find it not say degrading at the end of the day, but I just don't think that if someone's played at the highest level or whatever, then that should not say give him the right, but
What should? No, absolutely. It should
well,
give
maybe
you
it should. But at the end of the day,
but I think it's not just give. It's not just that. I think it's a brilliant point, which is we spoke about it. I forget where, and it stuck with me. And I thought, if I ever get you in this chair you're in now, that I've been trying to for a few years, if I ever get speaking to you, I want to bring it up because I think you have earned the right, not only as a player, but as a manager. If someone wants to take you to a football league club because of what you've done, who's got the right to say you need a badge to do it?
I know, but that's the rules.
And
that's the rules. It's stupid. Yes, I think it's stupid.
Yeah. Did it push you away from it, or did it not?
Yeah, it pushed me. Yeah, because it was never an ambition of mine. As I've always been very ambitious and all that.
Yeah.
But I knew I couldn't do that, so the ambition was gone for that. So I didn't need to push for it in any way, shape, or form.
So your simplicity is magnificent. Do you know that? Your it's I know this is why I wanted to do this in a way, because I wanted to fit you, trying to get behind the guy, and it's just so simple. Everything's, you're going to be like, oh, what's it? This is what it is. This is why it is, and that's your principles.
Yeah, it's just
all the way through it. So you leave Hampton, and you go. How did the Braintree thing come about? You left Hampton. Was you set up to go to Braintree, or
they heard that I was going to leave, and they contacted me near enough straight away. And again, I had really good times at Braintree. A very small budget.
Yeah. There's a theme developing in there.
Yeah, I think people just phone up. No, I'm not going to cost a lot. I maybe should have asked for more money at the front. And
absolutely,
been all right. But it's money's never been a motivator for me.
Yeah.
In my life, it's not. It's nice to live a certain way that you used to and whatever, but it's never been a motivator for me. Like to move to certain places or whatever. It's all been about the right time and all that. So
and 4 years there, something like that.
Yeah, it would have been longer. It was again. They Maidenhead, Peter Griffin, who phoned me and wanted me to come back. And at the moment, the Braintree budget weren't great. And what happened was that they wanted me to make a decision on signing a new deal and all that. And then Lee Harding said, well, you can go now then. So okay, then I'm fine, I'll go now. So that's how it worked out with that. I was disappointed the way it was. Yeah. Again, I felt the right to see him through to the end of the season. I signed enough all the players for the following season. It came out of the blue really, but I never really would have left Maidenhead in the first place if it wasn't for the chairman that was taking over. So Peter, and I wouldn't leave now. Me and Peter have got such a wonderful understanding, and he's just let me get on with it, and that's all. That's all I ask for. Yeah, that's all I. He's a top bloke and that, and I've been very lucky to know him because he's a top chairman.
And who's your director of football? No, I'm only joking.
No,
so it's still old school. It's still
Again, I've tried to let Aaron and Ryan trying to have more input and all that. They probably take all the sessions now, and I'm just overseeing it all and stepping in when I need to step in.
Well, I'm a great believer in that. I think they can hear too much of you, can't they?
Yeah, sometimes. And at the end of the day, they need to learn the ropes kind of thing as well. So, because when I do pack up at the end of the day, I'd like to think they'll give the opportunity to the two of them. And that.
Yeah. So. And you've sort of, we've covered the relegation, and I knew what it would mean to you, but you're now on a rebuild.
Yeah.
Pre-season's going all right. I had a look at your results, and how many have you added, and how's the squad changed?
It's changed a lot. I've kept, let me think now, 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5 now. I've kept,
and the rest.
Not for my own. The boys have gone and moved on as well, which they've all gone. Tristan's gone higher with Aldershot. Reece and Sean's gone to Harrogate. and most of the other boys have moved on, you know. So it's time for a rebuild. Massey's gone to Hampton, and Al's gone to Hampton.
Oh, has he? Oh,
Yeah. He was been me for like 11 years, been fantastic. We've had, as I said when we said goodbye to each other, it's like we've been up and down. It's been an up and down 10, 11 years.
Great player, because I remember managing when he played. And
he's a lovely
solid,
kid.
Great
he's a lovely
lad.
kid. He just couldn't manage, because of his work. He couldn't manage doing the Monday, Tuesday mornings.
Yeah.
So it became a bit of a sticking block last year. So. You know, we had to let him go, and I think he's got Northampton Tuesday, Thursday night. So that's
he's a good lad, master.
But he's a good lad.
And you're still full time?
No, we do the Monday, Tuesday, Thursday night.
So Monday, Tuesday day,
morning,
Thursday, like
Thursday
hybrid type.
Yeah,
thing. And that's how you've done it through the national.
Yeah, well, for the National League, we've done that now. So it's only changed about 4 years ago. Before it used to be just Tuesday, Thursday night.
Yeah, that's unbelievable to stay at that level.
Yeah, so you know, as I said, I'm just disappointed. 52 points and we got relegated, because sometimes we got 51 and we stayed up.
Yeah, if you get to 50,
you're normally safe.
You think your head's above it.
So it will wrangle me for the rest of my life. To be fair, it's something I won't.
I know, and the odd thing about that is that I'm not as I get your. Of all the good things you do, that'll be the thing that sticks in your head. And you have to get that out of your head. It's like, you're sort of, don't get me wrong, you're taking a gamble every year with the level and budget, and so I'm amazed you weren't caught out before now, if you know what I mean, because to try and keep that level of football with that budget.
It's I said it is something I'm proud of, but I just hope it doesn't, because of getting relegated, doesn't take away of what I've done, kind of thing.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
Of course it doesn't. Yeah,
I know it doesn't for some people, but some people are very shallow and that. You're not social media like. I don't.
You don't.
No, I don't. I don't go on it. No. My daughter goes on it and sometimes replies. I go, listen, don't get involved. Don't. Do you know what I mean? So. Just, like I said, I got broad shoulders. I was at West Ham. I said, if anyone's going to give a stick at West Ham fans, they will do it. So, but I've been lucky. I've been very, very lucky person.
And going into the new season, you're unbeaten so far in pre-season. I know you don't want to have a relegation, but it's something different. It's another league. It's a league that I'd imagine you'll be top half more than bottom half.
I'd like to think so. Yeah. I'd like to think so. There's lots of money going around in the south.
Frightening.
It is frightening, to be fair.
You're talking about 100 quid a week at West Ham.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
You don't get much for 100 quid a week in non.
No, I know. No, you wouldn't get that step 5 and 6s now. So.
It is. It really is.
Yeah. So money's gone silly with people. I just hope that clubs don't go bust. And they're paying over what they can't afford. And I look at Morecambe now, and Morecambe are suddenly not paying their players, and I don't know the situation at all. And I think there was another. Was it Bury went out of business a few years ago?
And I heard a story about another club. I'll tell you after when we finish.
Yeah, but it's sad. I should, these are clubs that have been for years and years, and people love their clubs. You know what I mean? And that's what keeps them going sometimes. And see their clubs just going under through just bad people taking over and trying to do a quick fix kind of thing, and then they get ruined. It's sad.
And that's that's the thing I think you've smelt best of all, is when it's not right, when someone breaks a promise and I think it's a real strength to walk away.
Yeah.
Because it's a hard job. It's hard to get into football. It's hard to stay in football, but 3 or 4 times you've gone, nah, I'm out of here.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been lucky that way. I've been lucky that at the end of the day, I say within 2 weeks, I think I've been in another job. I think straight away. So, I've been lucky, but you have to have principles. I'm sorry, and that's something I'd like to instill into people today.
Yes,
especially young people,
young players.
Yeah, I find lack of respect as well quite big as well on the agenda, and that ain't great anymore, and that through young people.
No,
and it's sad.
And that sort of relationship with players, the personable one that you have to have, and I did it. I think technically okay. I was all about my relationship with my players, and which why I was keen to speak to you in depth about it. That does become more difficult the more barriers is putting away. Agents, 18 staff, that one-on-one stuff becomes harder to find.
Yeah, I always try and make time for that. I always try
and push people out of the way type things.
So listen, I'm not saying I'll get it right. There's probably some players out there think, well, we didn't do that with me, maybe. I don't know. So, but I try and give time for everyone. So, and to help everyone.
29 is my research. You probably don't know this. Going into your 30th year, you've done something like 1,800 league games, not cup games, and
Okay, I didn't know that.
I was looking at Maidenhead first time 330 games, Hampton 388, Braintree 200, Maidenhead 520 each and counting over a 10-year
So I've
period.
done over 800 games for Maidenhead.
Yeah.
Wow.
800 games at one club. That's mad. And the funny thing about Maidenhead is that the pitch and the stands but when you go in the dressing room, it hasn't changed for years and years and years, has it? It's still I think there's still a tea stain on the wall where I threw a cup at someone one day,
probably.
But it's got that feel about it that.
Yeah, it's a great old state. I love the place.
The atmosphere, that's brilliant. Yeah.
The people and that, it's very similar to how I was at West Ham. I didn't really ever, I felt I owed West Ham, they got me from non-league and I loved my time at West Ham, loved it.
Yeah.
Never wanted to leave. And I felt the same at Maidenhead. I never really wanted to leave first time around, but things happened and I had to.
Yeah. So. And you'll finish at Maidenhead whenever that may be.
Yes.
You do. So if it finishes tomorrow, you wouldn't look for another job.
No.
If it finishes in 10 years, you wouldn't. This is
10
years. Maybe about the food
no, it will be my last club.
Yeah. And now I'm going to wrap it up. Book? You ever thought about a book?
Yeah, I've had some people come and offer me some money to do books and that. So when I pack up, it might be something I do.
Yeah, look down.
I've got this. I've got a contract to end the season. I'll see what happens at the end of the season, and then me and Peter will make a decision on the way forward.
Yeah. Now, well, listen, it's taken me about 4 or 5 years to get you to sit here and do this, and we spoke about it many times, and I've loved it. Thanks ever so much.
That's all right. Pleasure, Dave. Anytime.
Brilliant. Done.
Yeah, no worries. Thank you.
Done. Because